Hey everyone, welcome to the candle making class. I am excited to do this for you guys. I really enjoy these live classes. I think they're fun and I want to try and do like at least 2 a month. So I got to get some ideas on what to do. So if you guys have ideas on future classes, let me know. So I have all the stuff for candle making laid out. Let me see. There we go. So you guys can see what I'm doing. So the first thing that we're going to do is melt our wax, and I'm just going to do that in the microwave, and then it's got to cool down some. So as it's cooling down, we'll kind of talk about all of the other stuff that is happening. Hi, Kristen. So for the wax, I'm just doing 4 candles today, so just 2 larger ones. These are 8-ounce jelly jars that I'm filling, and then 2 smaller ones. These are 4-ounce jars. So I just say that there's 3 8-ounces for the math portion of this to make it easy. So for weighing out your wax, here, I'm going to grab my wax that I'm using in my baggie here. I use a coconut soy wax blend. It holds fragrance really well, and it's, it's not paraffin wax, so it's more natural and all of that. And it's easy, you don't have to worry about sustainably sourcing it like you do with some of the other waxes. So this is the one I use, and I get this from Candles and Supplies, and I'm almost done with this bag of it. I need to order more as I pour wax all over the countertop. So for calculating how much wax you need for your jars, so the jars are by volume ounces, not like weight ounces, and your wax is going to be by weight ounces. So roughly with whatever wax you're using, you get about 20 volume ounces per pound of wax. So it's roughly, it changes, like if I'm using a beeswax or a heavier wax or something like that, I might need more of it than I would for this. So always do a couple trials to get your wax amount down right. So the basic formula that I use to calculate wax, that's what we're going to use today, so you guys can see that it's not exactly perfect, but it's pretty close, is you take your number of candles. So I have 2 8-ounces and 1 4-ounce, so I'm just going to say 3 8-ounces. And then, so 3 times 8, so my 3 candles times 8 ounces, and then you divide it by 20, because like I said, it takes roughly 20 ounces is roughly 1 pound of wax. So when I do that, then I end up with 0.6, and then I just converted that into ounces, or 0.6 pounds, and then I converted that into ounces. So to fill these 4 jars, I will need around 9.6 ounces of wax. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up to get it melted. Let me turn on my scale. And we are in grams. Let's change the unit to ounces. And I broke glass. It's okay. Let me go grab a broom. Actually, that went under the stove. So, oh well. I'll clean it up later. I'll grab another glass here in a second. 3.6. 5. If it's 20 ounces to a pound and you have 24 ounces, wouldn't you need more than a pound? Yes, you would. So you would, I can't convert off the top of my head, but yeah, you'd need just over a pound for 24 ounces. 7.1. 8.6. Too much. That's 10. So I'm using, the formula is, I have 3 jars that are about 8 ounces. So I do 3 times 8, and then I divide that by 20. So that 3 times 8 divided by 20 equals 0.6. And then I take that 0.6 and take that from a pound. So it's like 0.6 of a pound is the number of ounces that I need, weight ounces. Does that make sense? I can write it down, or I can put it on my phone and calculate it out for you so you can see what I'm talking about. The wax I'm using, Laura, is the coconut soy wax from Candle and Supply. So let me do the math on my phone because I suck at mathing in my head. So I've got less than that, but I've got 3 candles that are roughly 8 ounces. 3 times 8, like this volume ounce, not weight ounce, because that's 2 different things. So if I do 3 times 8, that's 24. And then I divide that 24 by 20. And I get, wait, I did something wrong earlier. 3 times 8 is 24, divided by 20 is 1.2. Okay. So, and then I'll take that 1.2 and I need to convert that. That's ounces. I need to convert that into the pounds. So thank you for catching my mistake. I did very bad math earlier. Okay, I've got 12 ounces in here, and I think that should be what I need, close to. We'll just throw the last bit in, and we'll see. I'm going to go melt this and grab a second jar since I broke one. We're just going to do 2 more little ones today. So while that's melting, we are going to set up the jars. So we're going to talk about wicks. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of wicks that you can use. I personally use wood wicks in my candles. These little wood wicks. There are different sized wicks. Usually when you go to buy wicks, they will say this wick will roughly burn a candle with X diameter. So like these are, what size are these ones? These are the large ones, and they should burn roughly a 4-inch diameter candle. I want ones that will do 3.5. I have found that the coconut soy wax it needs a little bit more heat to burn, so I usually go up in size with my candle wick. So like they should use a 3-inch diameter, which for my wood wicks that I use from Candles and Supply would be a small one. But because it is the coconut soy wax, I go up. So I'm going to need the medium ones, which are these ones, as I drop everything on the ground. Apparently this is going to be how today goes. So these are the wood wicks. Let me pull one out, maybe if it wants to come out. See, it's just a little piece of wood. I really like them. They like kind of crackle and add a nice ambiance. So forgot to plug in the, we're gonna need it. So for the wood wicks, one of the reasons I really like them is you don't have to buy anything extra to hold your wick up, right? So what you do, look at this one, is that all of the wood wicks come with these little stands, like this. Yeah, I really like these wicks, Christine. They're awesome. So they have these little metal stands. You push your wick inside the stand like that, and then I just hot glue it to the center of the bottom of the jar to make life easier. Now, if you want to go with like a traditional wick, I recommend just getting like the straight cotton wicks. A lot of wicks have metal cores, and as far as what I think, like I don't like burning metal in my house. I just feel like that's not something I should breathe in. And it's also, I have a parrot, and so it's also really, really bad for her. I mean, candles in general aren't the best for her. I don't burn candles around her because fragrances, even all natural organic fragrances, are just not healthy for most birds. So that's that. So I'm putting in these wicks, and once that hot glue gun heats up, I'll be tossing them in that. Come on, go in. And I broke the wick. Guys, I'm having a day. Apparently. Maybe I'll grab the. Some of these are kind of bent. I'll have to get pliers and straighten them out later. Yeah, let's see. Oh, those ones look straight. Yeah, you can see here. I'll hold this up so you can see, like, this one got kind of crookedy. So I'll have to get some pliers and straighten it. Okay, here's that one. And let's pretty straight. So my last one here. I'm gonna go check the wax really quick, give it a stir, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so while that's going, we're going to talk about some of the safety things. If you ever plan on selling your candles, you are, if you're in the United States, I don't know about other countries, you are required by law to put on a safety label. And I just ordered these, like you can just order a big roll of them for a couple bucks. So that's what I did. And on here, it's like, oh, you guys won't be able to see because it like turns it all around, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So it says, like, it's just saying, like, the container burning instructions, you know, like how to do it, burn for 4 hours at a time, keep your wick at 1/4 of an inch, keep out of drafts, keep away from kids, do not move the candle while burning or if wax is hot, because that has to be said apparently, and never leave a burning candle unattended. If you don't put it on there and someone catches something on fire, you are legally responsible. So if you plan on selling candles, get yourself some labels. Very important. So the next thing that we've got are our fragrances. I don't know what I'm doing yet, so I got 3. I think I'm going to mix 2. I don't know which ones. I have this one that's kind of like a cranberry pine scent that I really, really like. It smells really good. And I think I want to mix it with something that's like a little bit more buttery and like baked good. I think those two. I think those 2 are the winners. So this cranberry pine is from Nature's Garden is where I got this scent from, and it is phthalate free. And for the California prop, I can't remember if it's 56 or 65. One of these days I might remember it, but I don't think I will. And then this one is from Candles and Supplies. It's called Chai Spice, and this one is phthalate free. So there's that. And then for fragrance, the wax that I am using can have a fragrance of, so that means that I need to remath mine. So you take your, I have 12 ounces, and then I'm going to multiply. I'm using 9% fragrance load in mine, just because I found that it sits better with, like, with this fragrance at least. You want a little bit more. A good starting spot is probably like 7 or 8%, so you still get a nice scent, but it's not too strong. So I've got 12 ounces that I'm doing, and I'm going to times that by 0.09. So I need roughly 1 ounce of fragrance that's going to go into my wax here in a minute. I'm going to go check on my wax really quick, and then hopefully this will be warm enough that I can put the candle wicks in. The wax is all melted. Yay! And I'm going to screw lids on before I knock something else off the countertop because apparently that's how my day is going. And then I'm going to let this cool down some while I glue those wicks in. Give it a little stir and then add in our fragrance oil. Okay, so for the wicks, this isn't really precise or anything. I just throw some glue on there. Yay, glue. And hope I hit the middle. Okay, there we go. There's one in the middle. Oh, my hair is on the yeah. Long hair, it gets everywhere, I swear. And the second one in the middle. Now, if you're using a cloth wick, like a cotton one or something, you will usually they come with a little metal base at the bottom, and you will hold the wick up and take like a chopstick or something and wrap the wick around the chopstick to hold it on the top of the jar. They make specific things that hold candle wicks, but they can be kind of pricey. What I would recommend doing is go to the hardware store and get like a really, really small diameter dowel, like just a long, I think they come in like 4-foot dowels, and then just lay that over the top of all the candles that you're doing and wrap the wicks around that. It'll make it a lot easier. Just when you do that, make sure that your candles can sit wherever you pour them for a while until they're dry or hardened, not dry. All right, do this one. I already forgot how many. Oh, 1 ounce of fragrance is what I said. All right, where is Headstone? So I had one. That's okay. I'll mix with my knife. Put something really hot straight on top of it. Sorry if y'all hear Scott in the background. He's playing a game. Zero that out. Okay, so I think I want my main part of my fragrance to be this cranberry scent, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the Chai Spice. Wait, let me smell this one and make sure that's the way I want to go. Yeah. I think these two are gonna smell really good together. All right, so I'm just gonna stir this some. I don't know what happened to my thermometer. You should use a thermometer and make sure. Actually, I have a candy thermometer. I'll go grab that. You should use a thermometer and make sure that this is around like 160 degrees before you add your fragrance oil in. I usually add it in around 165. That way I can pour it 160. And you want to pour it 160 because candles and stuff, like if you pour too cold, it can create air bubbles around the side of the jar and make it. How did you get in the house? My cat was literally just outside and now he's inside and I didn't let him in. Jennifer, yes, there will be a replay. It has to render after I end the live video, so we'll see. I'm very confused as to how my cat got in the house. My door open? Okay, sorry. So let me go grab the candy thermometer and see what the temperature is. And unplug my hot glue gun. I don't need that anymore. Now we just have to wait. It's not instant. I don't know where my little handheld thermometer gun is. Wait, it might be on this chair. Now that I have gone and got the other one messy. Oh, we're perfect. We're at the right temperature. Let me wipe this off. So I think I want to add the experiment. We'll see how it smells. Zero this out. Zero. Thank you. I want to add just over half an ounce, maybe like 0.7 of this one. There we go. Good. And then let's add this one to get up to 1. There we go. Don't mind me as I sniff it. Yeah, I like that. That smells good. All right. Now pour the pouring. Hopefully I don't break anything else. Move this out of the way. Like I was saying, you want to pour when it's around 160 degrees, which this is going to be slightly under. So I'll take pictures later to post up here and show you guys. These are set. What can happen? So let's do this one. And you want to do a continuous pour. If you stop, it will, it can cause problems sticking together. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, I don't have quite enough. I'm gonna not do a continuous pour. We'll just top these off. It'll be a little over. Needed about 1 more ounce of this melted, but I was out of wax, so oh well. There we go. And then these will just set up to and harden. Move these away from the very edge carefully and try not to tip them over because I am known for that. All right, I will just let these set up and harden. Usually what I do is I will keep like the box that I got the jars from and pour them in that box because like it helps them to be next to each other and cool down like slower. It makes for a better like hardness on the outside without making weird things, or like if it's humid, it can get like sweat on the inside of the candle jar. If it's too cold, it can like pull away from the side of the candle jar. There's little things like that that you have to be careful of when making candles. But I mean, it's fairly easy to do. Melt it, add your fragrance, pour it, done. It's a really good thing, like if you want to make candles just to bring in a little bit of money, it's a really good return on investment. You know, I'd have to do, maybe we can do a class another time if you guys are interested, where I talk about like how you price everything out and like how much you make per candle or per soap or things like that. If that's something you're interested in, let me know and I will set that up. I have a whole spreadsheet that I made that like I just put in prices of everything, the time it took me to make it, and it just calculates what it should be sold for. So like my big candles like this, I sell for, and then these ones are half the size. I actually sell them for $5 just because of packaging and stuff like that. Like I can't just half the price because of packaging materials. So that is how you make candles. Oh, these smell really good. I like that combination. I couldn't smell it as well at first when it was really hot, but now that they're in the jars, they smell so good. I'm so excited. One of the things that you do want to do is like I have right here, I have 4 sizes. I really recommend, if you've never made candles, to make 3 or 4 different candles, like with the same fragrance oil, the same everything, but do different size wicks and do burn tests on them to see like if that wick is going to work. I know that this size wick is the one that I need because I've done burn tests in the past, and if I go bigger than that, it gets too much oil in there and it drowns out the candle flame. And if it's smaller than this size, then it doesn't get hot enough to melt the wax around it, so it never actually gets going. So this medium size is the one that I need for this diameter jar. So it's something I just recommend doing. And it's a little bit of money up front if you want to make candles to invest in, but it's worth it to put out something, like if you're going to sell it, to put out something that actually burns, because it's kind of crappy if you buy a candle and it doesn't burn. So are there any questions before I hop off today? I will eventually write up everything and put it in the description. Eventually. It takes a little while for this to render, so the replay could be anywhere from like an hour from now till tomorrow. Sometimes it takes hours to render. So yeah. All right. I guess there are no questions. I'll give it another minute. Yeah, I covered these. I covered cotton wicks, right? Pouring temperature, fragrance temperature. Yeah, I think whatever. Do I ever add color? I have not. Candle wax color can be a pain to do and work with, just depending. You have to get like a block that you melt down with it, and then you have to figure out the amount of the block that you're putting in there, and then you have to make sure the type of wax that it is compatible with whatever wax you're using. So candle coloring is a little bit more difficult than doing something like soap coloring. Oh, and I know I had mentioned talking about the soap embeds today, but I didn't get my lye in. It was supposed to come in yesterday, so I'm not doing that today. So I will video when I do that and post it up for anyone that wants to see how I do soap embeds. It's really quick and easy, but I just wanted to let you guys know since I had mentioned it. All right, well then I am gonna hop off, find my broken glass, clean that up, and then go feed all of the animals. I have a goat that I'm boarding whose baby is only nursing on one side, and she has never been milked, so I'm gonna go wrestle the goat sometimes. You're welcome, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful and informative, and I will make sure that I write down all of the formulas with the correct math and not the wrong math that I did. This is why I need a math on a calculator, because if I do it in my brain, it gets messed up. But hey, I have the math dyslexia thing. It's no fun. Things are wonky when it comes to math for me. So yep, I will catch you all later, and let me know if you guys have any ideas about what you want me to do for our next live class. I'm thinking, hopefully, depending on how much milk I get out of this goat, maybe I'll do a cheese making class, just like a simple farmer's cheese, next week sometime. Because it's, I mean, she's a small goat, so it's going to take a little while to get enough to make cheese, but I'm hoping maybe we can do that. All right, I'll catch you all later. Bye.